Ugh, I'm so bored. Wait, I got a YouTube comment? Wait, on the YouTube video review I made? Wait. Wow, you're playing Doom review now? It came out in 20s or something. You should review Fallout 4. It came out in like 2015? What? No, it came out in 2010. Are you high? Look, I'll show you. Look, there's Fallout 4. We open it. Open it. Then we let it load. Like, see? 2010, Bethesda software, so ZeniMax company. See, that's the Fallout 4. That's Fallout 4. Are you guys just high? What do you mean it came out in 2015? What do you mean? Obsidian Entertainment? Yeah, they made Fallout 4. They're like the continuation of the Black Isle Studios, the guys who made original Fallouts. I mean, it's the continuation to the hit Fallout game, Fallout 3 Tactics. Seriously. Please stand by. Yeah, that's Fallout. Wait, what? You mean to tell me that wasn't Fallout 4? Wait, let me search this up. Fallout 4. Oh god. What have I discovered? Fallout 4 VR? Wait, let me check the buying link. Let's see if I can buy it. Fallout 4 Welcome Home. What? What does that even mean? Alright, load. Wait. Okay. Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition VR. Fallout 4 VR. What? Standard Edition? Jesus, that's a lot of versions to buy. Well, I guess I'll just buy it on Steam. Okay, well. Here we go. Time to experience something I haven't before.
Oh,
God. The story of Fallout 4. Well, I guess where else do we begin, really? Well, our story begins in the town of Sanctuary. Some random town in the middle of Boston with a nice lake running by. You are either some rando soldier who's like a war veteran, he's going to an event, or some random lawyer, and they're both named Nathan Horror by default because alliteration. You also have a child called Sean because you need some emotional baggage to carry while you explore the wastes. And that's where the problems start. You have backstory. The point of an RPG, in most cases, is to create your own character, or at least create your own ideals. No one wants to go after some random son they have that has like barely any story. Exception is the Witcher games because, you know, backstory and good writing, but in most games, for example, every single classic Fallout game, you don't have, well, every single Fallout game, now that I think about it, except maybe Brotherhood of Steel or Tactics, but basically you don't have a backstory. You can write your own one, but this, it's not even a good backstory, it's just fluff. But yeah, a Vault Tech interviewer knocks on your door because he's getting paid to do that, and that's where you get to decide your stats. Just in, well, only your name and your special stats. Yeah, only special. There's no skills, no traits, no special perks. Well, there are, but you know, we'll get into that. So, a lot of character creation's already gone downhill there. And also, the dialogue system is limited, so, yeah. And in the TV broadcast is an emergency, you know, go down to the vaults, yeah, walk down, go through the intro tutorial, you know, get cryogenically frozen, you know, wait, what? Yeah, you get cryogenically frozen because that's a good Voltic experiment. Where's the one like isolation or, wait, the only ones the player was in was the isolation ones. I mean, well, that makes sense because most of the thoughts fail. But anyway, so you get cryogenically frozen and you wake up after some people shoot your wife for no reason and take your child. You wake up, you're like, oh, my kid. So you wander out, go through tutorial stuff, you know. Yeah. Then you get released in the wild after stealing a Pip-Boy that somehow has your name in it. And bewildered, you explore the vault. And bewildered, you get outside. And head into the wasteland with a couple of 10mm bullets. And a 10mm pistol, duh. You wander into what was your old town, now ruined. And with Codsworth, your robot servant from before, constantly blabbling. But then you find a red table thing. Press E, and then the workshop menu pops up. Yeah, it's... let's just say it's no Terraria, Sims, Animal Crossing kind of house decorating.
Sounds like quite the adventure.
Then, after, I mean, basically you go to Diamond City, talk to Piper, this Brent, who's this newspaper person, then you, like, look around, you find clues over the guy who shot your wife, you kill him, and then it's like, oh no, I don't have your son, the Institute does. I'm skipping over a lot, but it's a paper thin plot. But anyways, so you find him, you kill him, you get a cool gun. He's like, the Institute has things, so you're like, damn, I have to find a way to the Institute. So then you like do a bunch of, so then you're basically Elite Free, you have to go do faction quests, come on. Everyone wants to do the right thing, well, most people, so they always pick a freaking Minutemen, or, you know. So then you get a teleporter, you go in, you find out your son is part of the Institute. And it's older than you? What? Question mark, question mark, question mark? Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense, but after that you can join the Institute or fight against them. And you get like a simp version of your son, so you can actually raise a kid, I don't know. Then you like run up, blow things up, and then bam, story over. Yeah. I mean, this sort of DLC, there's like Far Harbor, something, Simp Colony, Nuke World, where a radar, Automatron, Tomatotron, where you build robots. This is why you should have hired the writers from New Vegas, Bethesda. But that's pretty much the story. Now we get into the gameplay, where there's combat's a positive, but other things, not so much. Oh yeah, one more thing before we move on to gameplay. The companions and the writing. So as mentioned or discussed before, you only have 4 dialogue options. And while in previous games you had like, I don't know, 12 relating to different skills or perks, 12 at most at least, in this, it's always a defined 4, so you have to guess what dialogue leads to what dialogue group. You can't actually know in advance. Then there's the sarcastic option. Is it a sarcastic good or a sarcastic negative? Will it get you punched or get you 3 things? And most of the time, there's 4 options when there's just 2 yes and 2 no, and then sometimes all of the answers lead to yes, so it's like, what happened to freedom and choice? Oh yeah, companions. You got dog meat? Because we need a recognizable character, right? We need to sell plushies. Not that I've bought any, not at all. Not that they come with cool bandanas. I mean, at least you can dress them up with hats, I guess. But but seriously, just dog need a game. I mean, it was in Fallout 2, and 1, and 3, and now 4. But not in New Vegas, maybe only like numbered ones. Well, at least in Fallout 2 it was an Easter egg, not an actual character. At least in Fallout 3 you had to find him. He's not given to you in the first 2 minutes. What's happened to exploring the wastes on your own? But then you've got Piper, a newspaper person, who's kind of a brat. Well, not as much as their sister. You got Strong, a super mutant, because we haven't had enough super mutants. And he also likes Macbeth for some reason. Yeah, go play the quiz yourself. You got Nick Valentine, a synth man, because robots. And he can hack, and he's got the memories of an old detective. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and you have to help him solve an old case or something. Let's see, you've got Kate. Yeah, you got Kate. You got Kate, who's like a. Who the fuck is Kate again? See, all these characters are so unmemorable. Honestly. Oh yeah, Kate's like a drug addict, an Irish one. And then there's Curie, like a medic. Mr. Handy, you got Codsworth, you're Mr. Handy from before the war. You got Duke Nukem. You got the random criminal from Nuka World. You got I'm really trying to think of. Oh, you got MacReady from freaking Fallout 3 because you guys loved Fallout 3 so much, didn't you? We're not remaking it, and yeah, he had a kid apparently, or something, and a wife. Liberty's Prime is back, not a companion, but why not? And it's just some originality, but most of it is just taken from Fallout 3. Alright, now let's go on to the gameplay. Oh yeah, this is being recorded after everything's done because I forgot Fallout 4 breaks the law, and I'm including it in the story section because why not? Because it's kind of story. So I've done a bit of research, aka googling Fallout 4 law breaks and from my own experiences. So it's like, let's go over it. And also, the lead writer, did you actually play a previous Fallout game? Did you play any game? Have you read a book before? But anyways, yeah, there's no choice at all. But, law breaks. So, for one, the Institute. Greatest mind of the Wasteland. Then what the hell was the Enclave? Like, they haven't even done anything. They just made synths. And why do you need synths? Can't you just use cyborgs? And freaking the Big MT from Fallout New Vegas. They acknowledged sentience and lobotomies and gave life to a mug. To a sink because they could. No, the Securitron likes mugs. He's not actually a mug. Jet, and in a vault, the drug Jet created Fallout 4 by Myron is in Vault 95 for no reason, and it's like, why? It wasn't made pre-war, it was made by Myron, who created it 2 centuries after the apocalypse. And then all super mutants, and then in this, all super mutants are like enemies, brainless, except for like one guy. And it's just like, why are mutants aggressive? In Fallout 1, they were working for the Master's army, and then, and they were like freaking brainwashed, but then in Tactics, they started seeing the other side. And they're kind of smart, some are stupid, but they eventually, some are smart, and it's like, what? Why are people in Sanctuary empty? This isn't exactly a law break, but it's like, people are 5 minutes away from Sanctuary, living in shacks exposed to danger. And someone built a workshop in it? Like, why? That wasn't there pre-war. I no-clipped in there. Insert footage here. Jesus The base money is caps, which is like, why? Caps were only used during the first years of the war as farmers' money and as currency was on water because, you know, we need water or else we die. And it's like 1 cap, 1 bottle of water. And it's like, you know, like in Fallout 2, no caps, you use gold because the caps were gone. But then it was like NCR dollars, coins backed on Reading's gold, issued by the Republic Reserve, and mining communities used mine scripts, and the Mojave just use all kinds of money, but because that's in the Californian territory, which is not where Fallout 4's in Boston. Do you get it? And the Institute goals, what are they? To take over? And apparently the Institute doesn't rule the Commonwealth and loses against the Brother of the Steel, who's been losing the Railroad, who had like some random spies, Minutemen, some random people. I forgot to mention these people so many times because it's so stupid. Damn it. And the Californian Brotherhood of Steel approved Maxon's rights to power. The Californian Brotherhood doesn't exist. Why would they approve the rise to power if like he lost everything? God damn it. And the Brotherhood of Steel blows up the Institute. Why? Why would they nuke it? Their biggest source of technology when their thing is to protect it. What? And this Enclave armor in the wild, untouched for centuries and rusty, which is... They were made after the war on the oil rig in Fallout 2. And then a ghoul stays in a fridge for 2 centuries without food or water, and it survives. What? In Fallout 1, if you took the water chip from the ghouls, they'd die. Question mark? And ghouls can't run. They're like, their bones are dead from radiation and stuff. And it's just... Why does Codsworth have a conscience? He's a robot. He needs to be freaking programmed with it. It's like... What? It's just... Next section, please. My brain hurts. Gameplay. It's a Bethesda RPG. It's not gonna be that much different because they're all on the same engine. It's essentially like... It's basically Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3's combat, but faster paced. Now you don't have just melee or just gun. You can now hit people with the butt of your gun or hold it to throw a grenade. Couldn't you just use a hotkey? But it seems to be much faster paced. Enemy AI is improved slightly, or maybe drastically, I can't really tell. Most AI is kind of stupid. And it feels like an actual gunfight where you have to get under cover or just hoard stimpaks to survive. Speaking of which, my friend, who for some reason has like a lot of hours in this game, he has like 300 stimpaks and like 200,000 bullets because he only uses melee. Yeah, it feels fast paced, and perks can give new abilities instead of just direct stat upgrades, but that's due to the removal of skills, so there's a lot less skill boosters. Plus, now you require high special for perks, not just different skills, so it's a change, but I still prefer skills and traits. Oh yeah, there's no traits, so yeah, only benefits. But yeah, it seems faster paced. You can detonate mines from a distance, you can use VATS, which now slows down time instead of freezes it to give a more panicky feeling, and you know, it's just a lot more fluid with a higher frame rate, even though it's not optimized at all because it's the same engine as Morrowind. But yeah, it's pretty good. And because I'm too lazy to stop this audio recording, let's go into the artwork presentation. Yeah, the gameplay section's a little bit small. I mean, you just run around, you shoot shit, you collect caps, and oh yeah. Silly me, you can also upgrade your guns. You can collect junk and then make upgrades at an upgrade table for your guns, so you can give it like a better scope, fire more bullets, and there's also legendary weapons you can collect by killing very high level enemies, but it's just like incendiary bullets, like fire bullets or like a freeze bullet, so it's not that big. Artwork. Alright, the presentation. How do I say this? It doesn't have a unique art style, it's more, hey, it looks semi-realistic, right? It's got like this kind of orangey tint over it, although that may be the shaders I've been using. I mean, definitely in Fallout 3 and New Vegas they had a color tint, but this one, everything just blends together. There's no real pop-out colors, for better or worse. Characters kind of look how they should, but all the characters look sort of like mannequins. Like, something about their facial features just feels off and plasticky. Even Fallout 3 New Vegas, they at least look like people. And Skyrim's people look like people, even without mods, but what happened with Fallout 4? And the lighting's kind of not that good. It's just generic, it works well enough, and does this kind of presentation, but it's not very well optimized due to being on an old engine, so on a computer that can run like Witcher 3 with mods on Ultra, it can barely run Fallout 4 because of optimization being poor. And yeah, that's about it for presentation. There's big cityscapes, and there's some pretty sunsets, but just if you want it to look good, just mod it, honestly. Alright, and then we go to the last section, which is welcome to the bonus section, where I talk about random things. So the workshop, yeah, it's a neat idea. It just adds a bit of trading in, so you can buy junk to make things that get you more money to buy more junk, and it's an endless cycle, but really putting it in a Fallout game, that reserves that stuff for Fallout Shelter. Even though I'm a sucker for building games, but I've never been able to find that many. Don't mention that one, or that one. I mean, I guess that's why I like Terraria and Starbound so much. But another thing is the side quests. Most of them are randomly generated. It's like Crispin Garvey, who I forgot about in the companion section. He's like, hey, another salmon needs your help. Not that that's ever been mentioned, and you just do that stuff again. And basically, there's no clever investigative work. It's just go here and kill people. It's nothing like Fallout New Vegas. Like, for example, yeah, I'm turning its horn a lot. For example, the Beyond the Beef quest. Just put an image up here. Look how many options there are for different ways to complete this quest. And look how detailed it is. And then, like, Fallout 4 is like, hey, the main story shit. It's like 4 interesting side quests. Hey, go help kill these people. Help this guy get confidence by doing a by the numbers quest, and there's like 1 quest outcome. Another thing, they've been merchandising Fallout 4 this shit. They've made freaking survival guides, not that they stuff. There's like freaking, you can get a tiny, you could call a mini fridge that works. You can get freaking pop figures, bobbleheads, masks, lunchboxes, pixel pals. I'm just looking at things in my room. Why does this have to be for posters? Hi poster. This tiki, like freaking tiki totem drinks. It doesn't make sense. And oh yeah, the Creation Club. You know the Creation Club? Yeah. That it installs stuff on your hard drive without you even asking. It pre-downloads shit, and it's like, hey, you want a Pip-Boy skin? Pay $1 instead of getting a mod on Nexus mods, which I'm supporting by the way. That allows you to get customized and not at all. You can just make your own, right? And it's like, why? But yeah, it's a thing. It's bad. Everyone's bombed it already. It's an age-old topic. Why am I even doing a review on Fallout 4? And also freaking the sailors all look generic. The models look generic. Deathclaws aren't really threatening. Oh yeah, and you start off the game with power armor. Why? Why do you start off the game with power armor? It's like, hey, you know that reward you got in the end of like Fallout 3, or like you had to specifically find in New Vegas, or in 1 and 2, like when you're like god tier. You start the game out with it, and it's not a piece of armor, it's like a separate suit. Oh yeah, we broke the law changes. But yeah, I'm not even going into the final boss of this, because there really isn't any. It's not even a singular final boss. It's not even good. You just infiltrate the Institute of Blood Brotherless Steel. It's just boring. And that includes for review, because ending it properly is for dweebs. Total score, a 9 out of 4 million. Actually, critically, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. But I can't say it, but I have more hours in it than New Vegas because I like city building too much. Please help me.
Drink it in, pal. That's how failure tastes.